Yo guys, what is going on? Got a purple Machinedramon deck profile for you guys. This is a very fun deck. I've been playing. If you know me, you know I love me some Machinedramon, and I've tested out a lot of different kind of ways to make it somewhat viable. I mean, at the end of the day, it is definitely a more fun deck, very rogue strategy, but Machinedramon can do a lot of cool things. So I'll kind of talk about like this purple version of the deck, and why it's so cool and kind of the crazy things you can do with it. Let's go ahead and get into it. So for the eggs, of course, just playing 4 Demi-Meramons. I'll kind of explain why, but of course, because I'm playing purple level 3s, this is definitely just the best one to play. You really want to just cycle through your deck, and discarding is really good because you want your level 5 cyborgs in the trash. Okay, guys, so then for the level 3s, playing 4 copies of Tapirmon here, as well as 4 copies of Impmon. So these are the purple level 3s of the deck. These guys work really well, of course, with Demi-Meramon, but then they also just have really good effects on their own. So the Tapirmon here lets you trigger draw 1 on deletion, and then Impmon lets you trigger the effect of trash the top 3 cards of your deck, both of which that are very powerful for this deck. So Impmon helps you set up your trash more, while Tapirmon gets you just advantage to your hand, because you're hard playing a lot in this deck. You're not really evolving, so being able to like digivolve this, draw a card off evolve, and then swing, draw another card is really nice. So I think these are the best ones for the lineup. And then lastly, for the other level 3 in the deck, best one for sure is going to be 4 copies of Hagurumon. This guy's got the on play, you can trash a Digimon with a cyborg or machine type to trigger draw 2. So that includes himself, of course, because he is a machine. You typically just want to discard like your level 5 cyborgs, because Machinedramon, of course, puts them from your trash to underneath them. So that's kind of the best way to go about it. Level 4 is just playing 2 of them, just 2 copies of Gardramon. Gardramon's really good. The problem is, to be able to utilize the effect, you first have to like evolve into a level 5, and then you need to like attack with it, and then a lot of times the level 5 dies, so you basically spent like 2 turns just to get like a destiny draw, like a discard 1, draw 2 cards, which is like okay. But realistically, like this guy's fine just to like have as an inherited effect, or as just like as a blocker. But you don't really need level 4s in this deck. Funny enough, you're basically just like hard playing your 6s, and then you're playing a rookie rush deck otherwise. For level 5s, playing 2 copies of the Metal Tyrannomon, as well as 2 copies of Andromon here. So I think these are the best ones, and you want to pretty much see them in equal quantities. So both of them have the same when digivolving effect, which is not very relevant because, like I said, you're not usually evolving in this version of the deck. At least I might post like a traditional like a red-black evolution version of this deck, but as far as this one goes, pretty much only ever using the inherited effect on the Machinedramon, which is opponent's turn. This Digimon gains reboot, and this Digimon gains blocker, of course, if it has machine type. These ones are for sure the best one, because you want a reboot blocker stack. You want to be able to push like damage with your Machinedramon, but at the same time being able to like unsuspend during your opponent's unsuspend phase is really powerful. So those are the 2 ofs, and then every other cyborg Digimon or like the level 5s are all 1 ofs. So 1 copy of Megadramon, as well as 1 copy of the Volcanomon for the extra security attack. These guys are good just to push damage. This one's just like indiscriminate security attack +1, but the reason you want like multiples is just because with this deck you want as many different names as possible, because if you don't know, Machinedramon, your boss monster, the way you get these materials underneath them is on play. You may place up to 5 red or black Digimon with cyborg in a trait with different card numbers. So these actually, like, you can't put 2 Andromon to Volcanomon, etc. So that's kind of why you need the different names. So those guys are good for that. And then 1 Gigadramon and Megadramon for attack boosts. This one's good during your turn. This one's good during your opponent's turn, of course. Being like a 13k blocker is really nice. But then this lets you like run over like level 6s and stuff, which sometimes this deck has trouble getting rid of. And then you've also got another blocker inherited in the form of this Megadramon. So remember, the Machinedramon is restricted to card numbers. So like, even though you have 2 Megadramons here, this one's EX107, this one's started at 511, so you can use both of those in the same stack. Metal Mamimon, and then 2 different Metal Greymons. You got the Piercing as well as the Attack Unsuspended. This one's really good, to be honest. I might consider playing more than 1 of these. But like I said, you typically are only resolving like 1 to 2 Machinedramons a game, so you really don't need like more than like 1 to 2 of any of these. I want to say you're already playing 12 level 5s. I think this is probably enough. You really want to see them, but at the same time, the way this deck loses is that you break on all of these. So anyways, that's going to do it for the 5s, the most important level in the deck. And then, of course, for the level 6s, 4 copies of the Boss Monster, 4 copies of Machinedramon. So on play, like I said, got that effect where you can stick X amount, up to 5 different Digimons with Cyborg in their traits from your hand and or trash. So your hand, of course, is fine, but it's kind of like Suzanomon, where like you're getting the most advantage out of it if you've like ditched the cards, or if they were sent to the trash via security battle, or just like attacking over something or whatever, and then you get to like basically recur them from the trash with Machinedramon's effect. All turns, his DP can't be reduced, so that's really good against yellow strategies. And then all turns, if he would be deleted either by battle or card effect, you can just detach 2 materials, 2 level 5 Digimon from his materials to prevent that deletion. So your kind of goal here is to get like an unkillable boss monster. A lot of times, like let's say you can kind of get like, you know, blocker plus 2000, sec attack plus 1, reboot, piercing. Like if you've got like this stack right, you basically play this, you can like swing at like a Digimon, or and then like pierce them, check 2 cards, and then during your opponent's turn he'll still unsuspend. He'll be 13k as well as blocker. If you've got like a Metal Greymon plus like both the Metal Greymons underneath each other is really cool, because you can like swing into like any Digimon, because even if it's unsuspended you can attack them and then pierce over them. And then if you've got like sec attack plus 1, that combo is like really crazy too. So there's a lot of really cool combos you can do with it. There's a lot of utility to be had with the Cyborg Digimon, which is what makes this deck so cool. But anyway, so that's kind of the main strategy of the deck. And then if you would be deleted even by like a security check, let's say you hit like a Det Xmon, you've got like 4 materials underneath, and then you swing, you hit your first check, you die, and then you can just like detach 2 materials, and then you're safe for that turn. And it's not a once per turn effect, so even if like you've got like 2 layers of protection here, and your opponent's got like 2 Digimon that can swing over this, they have to swing over it twice, and then you just detach 2 each time, and you're still living. So that's really, really nice effect for Machinedramon. The protection is really awesome. It's a really difficult card to deal with. If your opponent like Hokkaido's Breath this or something, you just hard play it again. Like you get all your materials back, you don't care. Then for the pseudo level 7s, I'm playing 2 copies of Chaosdramon. So this guy is the, basically you evolve him over Machinedramon. He's got the effect of your Machinedramon can digivolve into this card for memory cost of 1, ignoring its requirements. So you typically don't ever like evolve this on a level 4. You just all slap it on Machinedramon. And he's got the effect where when digivolve you can place a red or black level 5 Cyborg underneath them from your trash or hand into his Digivolution cards to delete something with 6,000 or lower for each Cyborg, for each level 5 Cyborg in his Digivolution card. So a really cool thing you can do, like let's say, you know, you've got your Machinedramon stack, you've like swung, and then you've like rebooted, and then, you know, it's going to be your turn again. You then digivolve this for a cost of 1. Clear your opponent's board of 6k or lower, which is a pretty big threshold. And then you can like stick something else underneath this. So then let's say they've got like 6,000 or lower, and they got like 1 boss monster. I stick this Metal Greymon into my hand. So now I can go ahead and attack into their unsuspended or whatever. Like it offers utility because you can choose like which thing you want to put underneath it. So it's a really, really cool card. I was originally playing 4, but I actually cut it for 2 like actual level 7s. So the 2 real level 7s I'm playing, super ultra spicy cards. One is going to be the Omnimon Merciful mode. So guys, this card has the effect of when digivolving, for each card with Mega in its traits, or basically like Mega in its form, in the Digimon's Digivolution card, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Just a Digimon, like in general. So that's really cool with like this stack, because both of these Digimon are Mega. So if you like evolve Omnimon Merciful mode over the Chaosdramon, you delete just 2 Digimon. It's like a really, really powerful deletion effect. And then of course, you've got the effect of trash the top of card of your opponent's, or trash the top card of this Digimon at the start of your turn, and then if you do, you trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So another really cool thing is like you can like swing with a Machinedramon, get your effects or whatever, and then pass turn with like a Merciful mode, pop something, and then at the start of your turn, you're going to go ahead and trash this card, and then trash the top card of your opponent's security, and then you're going to go ahead and have your Machinedramon for your turn, which you can then follow up with like another Chaosdramon, or like or use its effects to protect itself or whatever. So there's a lot of really cool things you can do with the merciful mode. And then lastly, just one copy of Death Xmon. This is cool because you can evolve it over a Machinedramon, because it's a black, like evolves from black level 6. You typically just hard playing it, but this is just like an all-around broken card. Like there's usually no reason to not play Death Xmon in a deck this format, unless like if you're playing like a one stack deck or something, that's but like if you're playing any form of control, you should probably be playing that card. So that's it for the Digimon. Really cool lineup. For the Tamer's option cards, 3 copies of Kyo, and then 4 copies of Analog Youth. I wanted to maximize on consistency, so Kyo is your memory tamer, and then of course if you just swing with a level 5 or higher, so like a Machinedramon or any of your cyborgs, you get to just trigger draw 1 off of his effect by suspending him. Analog Youth sets up your trash as well as gains you back the memory if like your Machinedramon dies. You can choose to not delete it, or like if one of your level 7 Digimon die, you can, trigger that, hatch and add, gain some memory, but this is really good for consistency and setting up your trash. And then speaking of setting up your trash, another really good card you can play because of the purple source from Demimera is going to be 4 copies of Mist Memory Boost. So this card helps you hit that threshold for being able to hard play Machinedramon. It's like Darkdramon, where you basically need the full memory first, and then you're going to gain back some off the effect. So it kind of loses to like the Gazimon Floodgates. But anyways, this lets you trash top card 2 cards of your deck and then trigger draw 1. So it's a nice consistency card, setting up your trash, again, just like Analog Youth. So this card's really good just in general. And then your other really broken option cards here is going to be 3 copies of Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon, and then 2 copies of Kaiser Nail. So Kaiser Nail is pretty self-explanatory. You can play it off the blue source of Kyo, but this is really broken when you've got like a Machinedramon and then like a level 7 or something, like a Chaosdramon. You can like Digivolve this, or like Digimon Chaosdramon is even more broken because you don't have to pass turn. So like let's say you've got this stack, and then you can Kaiser Nail, play for 4, and then play Machinedramon, and then it gets its on play effect to stick cyborgs, and then you can gain back like 5 memory if you stick 5 things. So this effectively becomes free in a lot of cases, or at least like a very low cost. So that's really broken. Kaiser Nail is just a hilarious card. And then Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon basically lets you simultaneously trash a cyborg machine, and then you all of your level 6 Digimon, basically just Machinedramon in this deck. Your Machinedramon gains Rush, and then on play, if it's got Digivolution cards, you gain Blitz. So this is really, really crazy, because you can like, you play this, and then it's a 0 cost, so you just like, like let's say I just discard this to activate that, and then it's a blanket effect, just like every kind of like Digimon card that says like all of your Digimon or all your opponent's Digimon, like Okumon X Antibody or like Ice Wall or whatever. So this affects things even that aren't in play. So then I'm going to hard play my Machinedramon for 12 effect, stick like 5 cards underneath it. And then since it's got, I'll gain, that's more than 5, but you guys get my point. So then I'll gain back some memory, and then it's got Rush and Blitz, so it can attack the turn it was played, and then it can go ahead and swing even though its memory's passed over to my opponent. So then I'll just, out of nowhere, you can just like smack down a level 6 that's like a 13,000 checking 2 cards, piercing, unsuspend, reboot blocker. Like it's a really cool card, Attack of the Heavy Digimon. Like this card's really hilarious. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video, Machinedramon deck profile. Definitely more of a fun deck. So if you're looking for something to play that's very just like non-meta and kind of like hilarious, this is definitely a really fun deck to pick up. Budget options, you definitely don't have to play Death Xmon. I'd probably just play like 2 Merciful mode. And their only real like kind of expensive card here is Machinedramon, which I think are sitting about 10-15 bucks a piece. But aside from that, the deck is really cheap. So anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.